Sigils have always been an important part of Warframe for most of its run, and throughout the years, sigils have been giving people syndicate standing, but that is no longer the case. Sigils no longer give standing, putting them in a position that makes them lose their only purpose. But funny enough, it didn't take long for people to make more out of sigils than ever possible. You may even ask yourself, why even use sigils when they have zero purpose? That is because sigils have found a new purpose within Warframe. By complementing and completely changing how someone can look at a Warframe's fashion in a brand new light, sigils are back, but not without its issues. And boy, do they have a lot of them. I don't think I'm wrong when I state sigils always get the short end of the stick. And it's not like I'm talking about getting new sigils, because we get new sigils all the time. I'm talking about a rework of sorts. The main issue with sigils is they don't change. And look, this is the reason why I'm making this video, to put sigils on the forefront, because the potentials for sigils are fire, amazing, incredible. Before I discuss all the ideas I have for a sigil rework, if you are new to Fashion Frame or using sigils with your Fashion Frame and want to learn more about it, be sure to subscribe for more, because you will not be able to find fashion and sigil tech like this anywhere else. And please share this video as well so it can reach and spread to as many Tenno as possible, because the only way anything spoken in this video will ever come to fruition is to get the word out. Now without further ado, let's continue on with this video. First things first, let's discuss what kind of things sigils can do for your Warframe. Let's use my Yareli for an example. So Yareli only has 3 skins, which is kind of crazy, but it is what it is. But through sigils, we have so many options to choose from. Look at this. From simple open skin to several different core sets that open up a whole avenue that gives Yareli an entire new way to fashion frame. This also works with many other frames, not just Yareli. The fact that sigils can allow you to fashion off the defaulted beaten path is something that was never before seen. With sigils going hand in hand with fashion framing, it is a lot easier to get into the lab, or arsenal, and really cook up something new. True story. While I was waiting for new Yareli skins to come out, I was really inspired to make more. So, with that said, I was able to make 3 skins, stretch out into 15 different unique skins through sigil tech. Now, I've never seen anything like this in any game. There is nothing else in the game that can even do this or even attempt this. And I know that was a lot of skins, but all of these skins were made simply because I was waiting for Yareli skins to drop. And I never got them. I was desperate for some new stuff. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This example alone should show you how important sigils are and how great they can be. Now that we've discussed how important and versatile sigils are, let's go over the sigil rework that we need. Before we can talk about the reworks that I have planned, we have to discuss why sigils need it and the issues sigils face today. Sigils can only be really fashioned in a room that has lighting close to, if not exactly, neutral lighting, which isn't hard to find, but with the new lighting update that eventually changed all relays, mainly Maru's Bazaar, which was the fashion haven, a place for all things fashion and sigils. Unfortunately, the state of Maru's Bazaar currently is no longer viable or able to provide the best or even good lighting for sigils and or fashion framing, due to the new lighting changes that came in with the Valis Undermine. And changing the lighting and settings doesn't really do anything, believe me, I've checked. But with that said, I have 6 solutions to not only fix every problem that comes with fashioning with sigils, but I also have some new additions that would be an amazing thing to see in the future. Number 1. Sigils need to be a part of the look feature. From the time the look feature has been around, the look feature has never had sigils present, which is pretty lame for anyone who's running sigils that are pivotal on your frame. This has been an issue for years, and countless amount of people are complaining about it, so I hope we get this in the future. Number 2. Adding sigils to your Warframe's arms instead of chest. Now, to anyone that follows my channel, they know that there is tons on tons of filler style sigils that would make for amazing tattoos. The Vent Kit sigils come to mind immediately, but it's hard, if not nigh impossible, to use them as such, when they can only go so far off and on the chest. Not to mention, more times than not, a frame really has to have a bare chest to get away with this, like these. So having the option to customize your Warframe's arms with these sigils that look like tattoos can add a ton of personality and customization to your frame. And this gives filler style sigils more usage and viability. The arms of Warframes are bare more times than not, so this would make a great candidate to add into the game, simply because it wouldn't be a hard thing to use nor master. Number 3. Make it so that sigils on the chest don't overlap on your Warframe's helmet. Now this does happen a lot. Most of every frame that has any form of hair or clothing, or anything that drapes down above the sigil in use, like any frames between Saren, Yareli, and Temple for examples, is very annoying and a little bit distracting when the chest sigil is put on and it leaks onto the frame's helmet, completely ignoring any form of layering that is happening. This is another quality of life change that I wish they would fix. Number 4. The option to choose your texturing for sigils. Just like void shell skins can give your frame some different textures, imagine the amount of customizations for this feature. It would be a lot easier to work with and manage sigils on your frame if they could be and have different textures. Shout out to my boy Sentai for suggesting this idea. Number 5. Sigil lighting adaptations. To all my experienced sigil fashion framers, let's face it, different lighting makes sigils look pretty bad. Having adaptable sigils makes it so that your sigils can adapt in different lighting, like our frames and attachments are able to do. This way, your frame can look complete no matter where you go in the star chart. No matter what lighting you're in, you're looking clean. Number 6. Toggle options for sigils. Having the option to turn a sigil's glow on or off, so in dark environments they don't glow, and having the option to toggle on and off a pulsating sigil so that they can be more useful, because let's be 100, nobody's using these. If both of these sigil features would have a toggle option, this would solidify any form of sigil fashion frame in the game, so that in any lighting, your fashion frame will not break. With all of these theoretical changes to sigils and how they function, just a handful of these new changes would ultimately diversify the community's fashion frame creativity and jumpstart the use of sigils being a staple part of Warframe's fashion. Sigils haven't been touched or updated since the change with the syndicates. Hopefully, by addressing how important sigils are and the crazy potential that they do have, that we might get a sigil update in the future. Because as it stands, sigils feel so untapped and they feel so left behind. So I feel like a sigil rework is necessary. Because if something that can give your Warframe new designs, new clothes, open skin, and can change your entire view on how to fashion a frame, this is something that should not be forgotten. In conclusion, sigils only enhance skins, and even enhance some deluxe skins. And the best part of if something doesn't work for you in Warframe, like everything else, it's only an option. If everything I talked about in this video doesn't entice you on trying to fashion your frame with sigils, you simply don't have to. And even if you want to, you do have to understand that there is a time and a place for most of every sigil. But with all the new changes that I've talked about, any sigil can fit on any frame, operator, drifter, it don't matter, and still look incredible. I want this video to come to fruition. I want sigils to be great because at the end of the day, if sigils can make fashion frame more alive, challenging, and rewarding when done correctly, I don't see a reason why not to expand on this feature that only sigils can bring to the fashion frame table. But that's all I got for today. I apologize that this vid took so long to come through, but it's here, and I hope that you all have a great day. Professor Raven, out.